Give me a second. I'm just getting logged in. Just getting the ball rolling. Video. No, that ain't it. Let's try this one more time. Okay. No. What's happening? Right there. Okay. Huh. What the hell? No, that's not right. Okay, live. Okay, live. Why isn't this working? That just pisses me off. It does. Hold on. I haven't gotten this thing settled up yet. Okay, let's get this out of there. Let's get that out of there. Let's get this to there. Let's get this right to there. Now, let's get out of that. Okay, I was in the right damn place. Okay, post. All right, that's just not working right. And that bothers me when it's not working right. Okay, so let's try this one. Now that ain't working either. Reels. Home. Oh, this ain't good. All right. No.
Good salespeople sell features. Great salespeople. Assalamu alaikum, bitches. This is your.
Well, this is not good. What the hell am I doing here? All right. This just ain't freaking working. All right. That channel's not working, and that one's not working. Damn it. What do I have back here? What the hell? All right. I think that's it. That's just not making me happy. Don't know what the hell's going on there. Let's see. Rumble. Can I go live on Rumble? Wait a minute, I'm already live on Rumble. No, not that one. Not that one? YouTube? Can we go live on YouTube twice, 3 times? I don't know, let's find out. Okay. Well, let's try this channel. Let's see if this one works. Next. No. And live, and I think live. Okay, one more to go, and that's it. Wow, imagine that. Okay, and get rid of that. Get that right there, and there we go. I think that's it. Live. All right, let's get the ball rolling. First and foremost, let's say hi to everybody who's here tonight. Hi, everybody. All right, hold up. It is 9:06 p.m. on the 2nd day of March, the third month of the year. Okay, let's see who we have in the house. Who do we have in the house? Doug Fryer, how you doing? Vino, hello. How's it going on the other coast? It's going lovely, Mr. Vino. 420 Ghost, how you doing? Low Cole, what's going on? Anti-consent shirt. All right, if you say so. All right, so Alexander, how you doing? Sit tight, got questions, just pop them up right here. Hey, KJ, what's happening? Chat, we got 2 chats, all right. Alrighty. So, who do we have here tonight? All right, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. Lovely. Let's do that, and that. All right. Who do we have today? All right. Who do we have? We have Drew, 33. What's happening, Drew? Sweet Den, Sassy, R, Simonti, David Corn. Corral? All right, Coronel. Okay. New York Scrub. All righty. B Cells 88. Dancing Banana. Mitch. Corey Cisco. David G. Belize. How you doing there, Belize? JB. Diego. Thank you there, Diego. David G. Mighty Bargain. Back again, I see. Uh-oh. Oh, woo-hoo-hoo. That was a good one. The Only Dino. Jack, what's happening? Diego, Sweet Den, Diego. Okay, guys, thank you. David G, how you doing? Thank you, David G. Riley, what's happening, Riley? Ooh, grab 1.6 on HPE. We'll take a look at that one first. Sit tight, Riley. I think everybody would want to see that one. Let's see who's on the other channel. Jaden, I see you there. Who do we have here? Sea-Dog, Pipstar, Yankee, David G, Mitch, David G again, Trekkie, El Gato Blanco, Shane, Dennis, Peter, HS, B-Cells, David G, Peter V, John V, Jim Brown, SWD, Annette, good evening, Annette, Derek Johnson, Lazy Boy, Annette, P. Nizzle, okay. Bit2 wants to take a look at PBS. All right, we'll take a look at that in a second. Well, that being said, good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. Are you doing the wheel strategy with dividend stocks, or is it different than that? It's a smidge different than that. I don't do puts. Okay, here we're doing covered calls for a simple, safe, predictable 1% every single week. We're going to get into that in a little bit. I just want to keep saying hi to everybody who showed up today. I appreciate your interaction, and I like it when you guys make comments and whatnot, blah, 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 all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. Who do we have out here? Zorro, Justin Amasdorian. Okay. All right, that being said, first one we're going to take a look at today. Now, I'm going to show you something that I created for my 9-year-old daughter back in 2008. When she asked me one night, said, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? So this is going to be the same for some of you people who've been here over and over again. Terribly sorry. It is what it is. But those of you who are new here, let's see what we're looking at. What we're looking at is a strategy created for a 9-year-old. 9 years old. Okay, my daughter was 9 in 2008. She said, Daddy, can you teach me? All right, so I had to come up with a strategy. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. Okay, so I had to come up with 5 simple rules. Rule number 1, never buy something that's not on your list. Number 2, I got to mute. Someone's in here making noise. I have no idea who it is. Okay, so who's here? Who's here? More. Participants. There we go. Who's making noise in the background? Mike! Gotta mute your phone there, Mr. Mike. Thank you there, Mr. Mike. And Doug Scott. There you go, Doug. There we go. All righty. So, no more noise from the background. Bodia. Okay. All right, so that being said, we're going to take a look at companies that you like. What I'm looking for, rule number 1, never buy something you don't want to own, or if it's not on your list. Number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the whole game. And yes, it is a game. Rule 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. For me, that's 2 decades. 20 years, 2 decades profits. 4, weekly options only, and bringing up number 5, make sure all the numbers work. Okay, basically, what do I mean? What am I buying it for? What strike price am I selling? What premium am I collecting? Is that more than 1%? If not, no thank you. There's plenty of stocks to choose from. Okay, with plenty of stocks to choose from. If it doesn't fit, no thank you. Plain, simple, no thank you. All right, let's keep on looking. What do we have? We had something we want to look at first thing this evening. Right there. Riley grabbed 1.6 on HPE. That's Hewlett-Packard, if you didn't know. So let's take a look at Hewlett-Packard, HPE. see what Mr. Ryan, ooh, holy cow. Ryan, what? Riley, why don't you tell us about this morning? That looks nice. Who do we have over here? Zorro Jr., how you doing? Okay, so Riley, check this out. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at the motion. Watch where it goes. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's in, you can see the pattern. It's right there. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's going up right now. Look at the spacing we got. Let's take a look at the last 30 days and see if it makes sense. Justin, how you doing? I see you there, Justin. So the last 30 days. Here we go. You tell me, honestly, tell me you cannot see that. Look at that. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Up, down, up. Look at all that space we got right there. I mean, that's an ideal setup. Okay, fine. The chart looks okay, but remember rule number 5? Make sure all the numbers work. Well, let's run through it. Are you ready? 2213. 2213. Let's move this over a little bit so you can see it better. There you go. 2213, 2213, 2213. Well, it's pretty plain to see that the last traded price today was 2213. So now I got to choose what is the closest strike price. So if you guys don't know what I'm doing, for those of you that are new here, I'm doing what's called a covered call. It's one of the safest trading strategies there is. The absolute safest is just to buy the stock. But there's a minor problem with that. The stock has to move up in order for you to profit. Well, that just doesn't work. For me, anyway. See, I want to know predictably, remember, simple, safe, predictably, what am I going to make every single week? I don't want guesswork. I'm terribly sorry. I'm 62. I'm retired. I don't want to play games anymore. I want to get in, do my 5 or 10 minutes, be done, and go do something else. I don't want to sit in the computer trying to figure out where's my next paycheck coming from. Oh, sorry. I'm retired. So the money that I'm investing, my money, has to pay my monthly bills. Okay? So when you get to be retired, whenever that is, some of you might retire early, some of you might wait later. You know, it's your own journey. You decide what you want to do. But for me, 62, my first job was in 1974. I put in 5 decades. 5 decades. My turn to retire. Thank you very much. Okay, so what are we buying it for? Well, the price is right there, $22.13. So what am I going to sell it for? Well, I want to save trade. I'm going to sell it for, get ready for this one, I'm going to sell it for less than what I paid for it. And I'm still going to walk away with a profit. Watch how this works. You ready? The current price, $22.13. If I buy at $22.13, I'm going to sell it at $22. What am I going to collect? Well, I'm going to collect 51 cents. So what does that mean? That means I'm buying it at $22.13. I'm selling it for $22, but I'm actually walking away with a profit. Let's see how this works. You ready? The strategy is called a covered call. Because out of all the trading strategies there are not very many trading strategies that you can do in your IRA. That's why the government says this is a safe trade. Okay, well, it's a safe trade. Let's do it and see what the numbers look like. But you got to, what I'm showing you, think about where I'm coming from. Not what you want to do, because what your journey is different than mine. I want a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Is what I'm doing giving me 1%? Okay, well, let's find out. Now, I like HPE. Riley came up with this one. Way to go, Riley. Let's check it out. All right, so I'm going to change that from single. Let's get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. I'm going to change it from single to covered, because that means it's a safe trade. All right, let's find out. The 22 is right there. All right, right there. See, right there. All right, so I'm going to buy it right there. Now let's zip on down and do just one contract. Now there's a reason I do one contract as opposed to 10, 15, 22, 73, whatever. And the reason is to show you what the numbers look like. Not sure I see what's happening. Hey, Freckle Queen's in the house. Where are we? Where are we? Uh-oh. There it is right there. Okay, sit tight. All right, so I'm showing you what one contract is going to look like. And then it's up to you to figure out how many can you do safely. Okay, because you might be able to do 4. You might be able to do 22. I don't know. But if you know what 1 is going to be, then you'll be able to figure out, well, I can do 7. I can do 35. Whatever. Let's check it out. Here we go right there. Here we go right there. Here we go right there. And I'm going to hit that buy button right now. And we're going to take a look at the order and read it out loud. Now, I say read it out loud so you can hear it rather than just seeing it because your eyes can play tricks on you. Here we go. By one covered call, Hewlett-Packard, HPE, not HPQ. Hey, let's take a look at HPQ next. Because basically the same company, HPQ and HPE. Let's check them out. All right. One covered call, HPE, 6 March 26 means this trade is going to expire this coming Friday. The 22 call option, $43 is my profit, $2,100 is my investment. Well, now you have to ask yourself, if I'm investing $2,100 and I'm only making $43 this week, how much is my rate of return? And how often can I do it? Well, let's take a look. Got to get the calculator out. All right, and then we stick in all the numbers. First number is $43. That's the profit, okay? Right there. The profit, 43 bucks. Then we're going to invest. Then we're going to divide it by the investment because every rate of return, you got to have certain numbers to go to the equation. You got to put something up. There's the money I'm putting up, and then you got to return. All right, great. What's the rate of return? What's my profit? All right, so we're going to divide the 43 profit by the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, $2,157. There it is right there. And that gives me a rate of return for 1 week, 1.99%. Let's call it 2% for what it is. Really, 1.99? Yeah, that's 2%. So it's a 2% trade. So think about it this way. If I make 1% every single week, there's 52 weeks in the year. So that would give me over 50% return. But this trade right here is offering me 2% for 1 week. Actually, not even for 1 week, for 4 days. Because Monday's already gone. So the only thing we have left is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 4 days, that's it. Let's save this one, 1.99. That was a good pick, Riley. All right. HPE. Come on down. Where is it? Enjoy. Yeah, all right. We're going to wait for that thing to warm up. There it is right there. All right. And there it is. HPE. March, which is this coming Friday, 4 days away. The $22 call option. 43 is the profit. 21.57 is the investment for a 1.99% return. If you like the company. It's always going to come back to that last one. Do you like the company? Well, I don't know. Do you like Hewlett-Packard? First one for tonight. There it is. 1.99. Woohoo! There we go. Let's go to the next one. I like that one. That was a good one. Nice going there, Riley. All right, what else do we got? We got some questions down here. That's a long question. All right. David Higgins. I love your videos and I love you. Okay, thank you. I think you are awesome. Bye, thank you. And I told you, I just walked around through the mouth. I'm going to call everyone knows, blah, blah, blah. Had listened to Dave's song, Baby Dave. I have no idea what that means. CRK. Ken Haney. CRK. What the heck is CRK? I never heard of it, Ken. All right, let's get back to there, back to here. What was it? CRK. All right, this is your first time here, Mr. Ken. Let's see what you got. CRK. What is it? I have no idea. CRK. Comstock Res. Hell no. March, April, May, June, August, September, November, January. Those are months of the year. That means it is a monthly option, not weekly. Remember rule 4? Weekly options only. Okay, sit tight. What else do we got? Jack Massey. What are those other columns? Mean delta, gamma, theta, vega. Uh-oh. Ooh. All right. Jack Massey. Let me go back to that for a second. Not really something you need to know for what we're doing, but you asked, so I'm going to tell you. They're called the Greeks, okay? So the delta, gamma, theta, vega. Okay, they forgot the rho, and there's another one that they forgot. Basically, the delta tells you how much the stock moves in conjunction to the, tells you how much the option moves in conjunction to the stock. So as the stock goes up, the option price goes up. As the stock price goes down, the option price goes down, equal to the delta. Okay? The gamma, I have no idea what that is. But theta is the decay, or the time value dripping to nothingness. Okay? So if you buy an option, you got a whole bunch. Hold on, I got to show you this. Because somebody brought it up, so I might as well show you exactly what it is. All right, it's called the Black-Scholes pricing method. And there it is. That one right there. All right, so we're going to do this for a second. No, I don't want that damn thing. All right, hold tight. We're going to blow this up so you can see it. Now, you're going to want to see this because you asked what the Greeks were. Hold on. All right, it's going to pop up. There it is right there. There you go. You wanted to know what the theta, the vega, the rho, the delta, the gamma was? There it is right there. That is the pricing methodology for the standardized options. So you take all that crap to figure out when the stocks move, so do the options. That's the mathematical equation. So basically, as the days flow through the hourglass, so does the value of our options. As the days go by, time value decreases. The closer you get to date of expiration, it accelerates. The massive acceleration is in the last 5 days. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to take advantage of accelerated time decay. So that means as days go by, the value of the option goes lower and lower and lower a lot faster. But that's the equation right there. You ask, that's what that theta, delta, vega, all that crap is. All right. No, I don't want to save that damn thing. There we go. Back to where we were. Okay? Hope that answered that question. Andy, thank you for that. Oh. Vino, did you want to look at... Hey, I already looked at it. Other HP stocks. App TV, please. What the heck is App TV? Let's find out. App TV. Okay. APTV. Hell no. Not even going to bother. Okay. Gamma measures the change of the delta. Lovely. It's like I'm trying to come up with a simple trading strategy, and you're going to throw in the Greeks. They are confusing as hell. And this was created for a 9-year-old. And trust me, I did not want to get into the grease with a 9-year-old. Just doesn't make any sense. Most adults don't get it. You think a 9-year-old's going to understand it? No. Sorry. All right. What are we doing next? So we get all the questions. They're done. What do we have over here? All right. Yes, we're talking about stocks. What dedication? Thank you, Argon. Okay. What do we have here? ACI. We'll look at ACI in a second. I got to go back to right there. Okay. What do we have next? Wrangler. Are you doing the wheel strategy, dividend stock? Something a little bit. It is a little bit different. Okay, you already asked me that question once. Are you doing the wheel strategy or something different? It's something different. Mighty bargain. Evening, James. Could you please look at Albertsons? ACI. ACI. Albertsons. Okay. What are we looking at? Here we go. You ready? Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at it. Sideways, down, sideways, up. Your top here, your bottom there. That's it. I have no idea what you're looking to get out of this thing. Last 30 days, there you go. 30-day bottom, 30-day top. She went up. Now she's coming back down again. Don't get me wrong. If you like Albertsons, just give it a little more time. When the bottom shows up and it turns around, that's the time to jump in. You should just make notes and take a look at it every day. Where is the bottom? When is it going to show up? And if you really like it, when it shows up, turn around and get it. Thanks for explaining the Greeks. That confirms I have no interest in being a quant. Okay, now tell me what a quant is. Because I have no idea what a quant is. You know, don't get me wrong. You know, when I grew up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, quant wasn't a real word. I don't know where the hell they came up with that. But you explain, I'll be listening. All right. Dun. P. Bito wants to take a look at PBS. What the hell is PBS? PBS. Now, where I grew up, PBS was Public Broadcasting Service. Doesn't mean that anymore. Okay. Luis Juarez, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Not sure. Hey, Freckle Queen, thank you for that. Wrangler, you asked me that question 5 times, dude. It doesn't change from the first time to the 5th time. Not sure. Sell calls on dividend stocks only? Yeah. Why not? Think about it. Not sure. If it's simple, safe, predictable, consistent, it gives me everything I want with hardly any risk at all, why would I not? And 1% a week, in case you didn't realize, 1% a week is 50% or more per year. I'm perfectly okay with that. 10 minutes of my time a day? Think about it. 10 minutes a day, 1% per week. Now, just starting out, it's not going to be much. But the older you get, it compounds 1% every single week. So just think about it for a second. How old are you? Well, you're going to be getting older anyway. So why not start investing now and get 1% every single week until you get to what's called critical mass. And critical mass is where you make so much money every single week, you don't have to work anymore. And you don't have to throw more money into your trading account to get you to that level where you can relax and have a good time and just, have an easier life. All right. What else do we have over here? Dave, 92, wants to take a look at Macy's. Here we go, Macy's. All right, now don't get me wrong. I do have Macy's, and I am hoping that Macy's drops and drops and drops and drops. And the reason is because I'm short on Macy's at 12. Yeah. Okay. I did a trade a while ago, and it went against me, and I got bit in the butt. But I haven't lost any money yet because I refused to sell at a loss. So I got to wait a little bit. Quants are the mathematical geniuses of finance. Well, you don't need to be a genius. My 9-year-old wasn't a genius, and she averaged 5% a month. 5% a month is pretty good for a 9-year-old. Hood. All right, Dave, Macy's. Now, Dave, let's take a quick look at Macy's, all right? Here's the top of the year, the bottom of the year. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Down, up, down. So she's coming down at the moment from the high. Okay, fine. When she's done coming down, look for the bottom before you jump in. That's all. because the best buying opportunity you're going to get is at the bottom of the year. Well, that was back in April, and that was at 9. We're way away from 9, but at least we're in the bottom of a 30-day period. Whoops. Okay, here's the last 30 days. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down. That's basically what she did. So as she keeps coming down, I'm keeping my eye on it because I want this baby to find the bottom, turn around, go back up again. That's what I'm looking for. I love Macy's. If you take a look at my history, you'll see that I've been trading Macy's for the last 3 years. Sugar Blue, how are you? User 329160 wants to take a look at Hood. Okay, well, let's take a look at Hood. Now, Hood is usually not on my list, but I'm looking at for someone else. Now, the reason Hood is not on my list is, number one, it doesn't have 2 decades of profits. So, yeah, I'll look at it for you, but I personally won't buy it myself. Just saying. Okay, so here we are with Hood. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? It looks almost like Macy's, doesn't it? Look at this. Down, up, down. But she's bouncing right here. All right, well, let's zoom into that, see what that looks like. Okay, here's the last 30 days. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Right, don't look that good, does it? Sorry, no. Heast. Heast wants to take a look at Procter & Gamble. Now, Procter & Gamble, if you didn't know, okay, it's going to be a no. Sorry. But anyway, Heast, whatever. It's at the 30-day high. Yeah, no thanks. I don't buy anything at a 30-day high. But Procter & Gamble is a dividend king, which means they've got 5 decades of consistent profits. Those are usually a no-brainer for me. So you got top of the list. Oh, dividend king? Hell yeah, I'm buying it. When buying covered call stocks, are you expecting to pay the buy ask price, or is it more? Oh, thank you, Doug Fry. Here's the thing. When it comes to bid and the ask, you have a choice. Okay, the bid, the ask. Hold on for a second. All right, so if you're buying or selling at the bid or the ask, okay, you can wish and pray all you want, but if you do a market order, you're going to get filled right away. If you do a limit order, yeah, you might shave a few pennies here and there, but you might also not get filled at all. So for me, it's strange because some people think it's lackadaisical, but I cherish my time. And believe me, I like to sit around and do absolutely nothing. Watch my fish. Okay? Hold on. I'm going to get to that one. Just watch my fish in the fish tank. Just swim around. Or I'll go outside and play with my plants. I don't want to sit in front of the computer just for a few pennies here and there. Now, I know they do add up after a while, but I will buy at the market as soon as it opens. And then I will sell the closest strike price. Because I just want the 1%. I could care less about the few little pennies here and there. But I understand some of you people aren't in that position. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So if you do limit orders, just be aware that you will get a better fill. But there's a chance that you won't get filled at all. So you got to keep that in mind. Yeah, there's a difference between the bid and the ask. This one here is $4.61 difference between the two. You can split it right down the middle and go 62 if you wanted to. You can do whatever you want, but you got to take into consideration. You're going to sit there with your time ticking away just for a few extra pennies. Anyway, what do we have here? We did that one. Okay, Heats wants to take a look at ExxonMobil. We looked at it last night. You know, is it really going to change much between today and yesterday? Okay, I don't buy anything at the high. It's at the high of the year today. Sorry, I don't do the high of the year. Okay, in the stock market, you buy low and you sell high. Betty B, how you doing? Not sure, thank you. John Cyril Silgan, good evening. Not sure, thank you. Car Guy Alex, how's it going? Not sure. Beautiful regression channel. Thank you, not sure. Puggy, what's happening? I don't know. Puggy, I don't know. Okay. Curiosity. Okay. Hey, Aaron. Hey, James, learning a lot and love the content. Hope to quit working for the man like you. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Make sure you have enough assets to last, when things go bad. And things are going to go bad. Okay? You want to play this game? Yeah, you better be ready to stick to your guns. If you can buy something at 154 and not worry that it hits the low of 90, okay? So 154 is the high and 90 is the low. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. You got to be ready for it. And you got to be ready to not sell when something drops. Henry, PayPal. Ooh, Henry wants to take a look at PayPal. Is this real that people said that they find some specific pattern in the market that makes them profitable trader? I'm going to be as honest with you. I'm going to be as honest with you as I possibly can. And I'm going to read it again slower so that everybody can hear it again. You ready? So, I can't even read that. So really, as officials, I have no idea what that means. But anyway, the question was, is this real that people said they find some specific pattern in the market that makes them a profitable trader? Well, my answer to you was there are lots and lots of trading strategies. There's lots and lots of detailed information. If you know what to look for, if you know how to create some type of software, some type of protocol for finding it, well, it's relatively easy. I mean, I found what works for me 20 some odd years ago. I forget how long ago it was, but it was in 2008 when I created this for my daughter. It was simple, it was safe, it was predictable, it was consistent. Now, it worked great. And yeah, you can be, but profitability means something different to everybody. Now, I make 1% a week or more. I average around 1.4. I'm okay with that. But consistently. Now, I do lose once in a while. I think I lost 4 times last year. 2,500 trades, I think I lost 4 times. It happens. But you have to take a look at what's the worst case scenario in a strategy like this. Let me explain it to you. Now, if we're only dealing with companies that are consistently profitable, 2 decades or more, that means I won't buy anything unless it's profitable. Okay, so here's the scenario. So what happens if I buy it at 160 and it drops down to 100? Well, I'm not going to sell it. Okay, I am going to continue to sell covered calls against it and bring in some money every single week because I'm looking for cash flow. So can you do the strategy? Can you stick it out? Because what I'm looking for, I really don't care about the stock price. Okay, the downside of it, okay, is that you accidentally sell it for less than what you paid for it. Now, my rule number 2 is never sell at a loss. So I don't care how far the stock drops. Okay, I refuse to sell at a loss. Because here's the thing. If I got 1,000 shares at 160, I got the ability to sell 10 contracts. Okay? If the stock drops from 160 all the way down to 90, and I still have 1,000 shares, I still have the ability to sell 10 contracts. So the price of the stock has nothing to do with the fact that I still have 10 contracts. It could go from 160 all the way down to 1, and I'll still have 10 contracts. And it's the contracts that I am selling, not the stocks. The stocks is just the leverage. The stock is just the, I don't know what's a good word for it. But the stock is just the entity in which I am pimping out. That's a good one. The stock is is the entity that I'm pimping out, and I'm pimping it out on a weekly basis. Okay, so I get 10 contracts. Great. At 100, this is what I'm getting. And it drops down to here, 100, this is what I'm getting. Because that right there, that line that separates the purple from the black and the black from the purple, that is called ATM, at the money. Dip your toe in the water. Thank you, not sure. So, as long as I own contracts, I can sell them. And if the stock drops, guess what? Well, the dividend keeps increasing. Because we got companies that are over 100 years old. And as the stocks go up and as they go down, the dividends and the profits continue to increase year after year after year. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for companies that are consistently profitable, and it's got nothing to do with the stock price. Believe it or not, the profits the companies make, it's got nothing to do with the stock price. Nothing. Okay, now good profits will make the stock price go up, but the stock price got nothing to do with the performance of the company. It's the company's personal records. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, we're going to take a quick look at Kohl's. Now, these are the numbers. Okay, these are the numbers you got to look for. And this is what's called fundamentals. All right, you got the market cap. Is it increasing or is it decreasing? You got the enterprise value. Is it increasing or decreasing? You got trailing profit and earnings. Forward profit earnings, blah, 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 all this crap. Well, I'm going to go down to the meat and potatoes. I really don't care about this. What I'm interested in, okay, is right down here. Where are you? Right there. There it is right there. Revenue per share. How much money do they have coming in as opposed to all the stocks that they have? Well, this one is an look at this. It's a $15 stock. It's a $15 stock. That's it. How much revenue is coming in per share? Well, look at it. The revenue per share is $140 for each share that they have. Think about it. $140 for each share that they have. And the share price is $15.48. Well, that's a huge number. Hold on, it gets better. Slide down a little further. Total debt to equity, 174%. That's a great number. All right, book value, there we go. How much is this company actually worth? You go to an accountant. What's the profit and loss statement? Well, profit and loss statement tells you how much money is coming in, how much is going out, what assets do they have. If the Supreme Court says you have to liquidate everything you own and pay off your investors, well, great. You're paying $15.48 a share for the stock. And if the company has to liquidate, what are you getting? You're getting $35 a share. Yeah, $35 a share for a $15 share price. Now, let's take a look at NVIDIA for a second. NVDA. Okay. Same thing, NVIDIA. $182 per share. Okay. Revenue per share. Are you ready for this? NVIDIA. How much money do they have coming in opposed to how many shares they have out? Are you ready? $8.86 per share. And how much is a share? $180. So you're paying $180 per share. How much are they making per share? They're only making $8.86 per share. Hold on. It gets worse. Let's slide down to the bottom. Right there. What is it actually worth? $6.47. So you're paying $180 for a $6.47 stock. So yeah, the numbers are important. not the stock price. Are they consistently increasing their profits, or are the profits decreasing? Those are important numbers to know, especially depending on what it is you want to do. Because coming up with a trading strategy is easy. There's so many out there. Okay? But you got to figure out what's right for you. See, what's right for me might not be what's right for you. You guys know what I'm looking for. I tell you every single night. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. Yeah, I know. That's over 50% per year. And yeah, I do make over 50% per year. And I'm pretty much okay with that. And no, I don't want to look at other strategies because it just doesn't work for me. All right. Freckle Queen, thank you for that. Dip your hole and toe in the water. Yeah, I did that yesterday. The water was freezing. Seriously, we took the boat out yesterday, sat on the back deck on the swim platform, put my feet in there. It's like, holy cow, that was cold. Aaron, N-U-E. Well, let's go take a look at N-U-E, Mr. Aaron. N-U-E, here we go. No, come on, Aaron. Monthly, I don't do monthlies. Aaron, you should know better than that. You've been here for a while. Sweet Dan. 5-star HP is 2210 today. Is it current? Yes, it is. We just took a look at it a little while ago. Sweet Dan, thank you. Ben Swen, how are you? Camp Road, what's happening? FIS. Fidelity. Ooh, take a look at that. The top, the bottom, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. The 50 is going for 80 cents. That's more than 1%. That works for me. Last 30 days. Here we go. Take a look. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Where was it? Where is it? She drops back up. Look at that. That's lovely. If you like it. And it's always going to come down to that. Just because it's up here on the board, I'm just reading the numbers. Okay, I have no idea what Fidelity National Inform what. I have no idea what they do. Nor do I care. It's not on my list. But it's on Camp Road's list. He wanted to take a look at it. So, let's take a gander. 50 bucks right there. Let's do that one. Let's get rid of that. Let's change this to covered stock. Let's do the 50 right there. And one contract. Whoops, that's two contracts. I want one. There we go. Here it is. You ready? One covered call, FIS. I have no idea. Fidelity, whatever. 6 March, the $50 call option. Well, $90 is my profit. $4,910 is the investment. You said you do HPQ. All right, Cotton Express. Give me a second. I'll get to that next. All right. You're right. I did say I look at HPQ. I'll look at it next. Let me finish up with this one. EDG. What so is he risking 2,100 for 40 bucks? Okay, Ed G. You're missing a huge component here, Ed. Okay, what you're missing, Ed. I get your point of view, Ed. I see what you're saying. I'm not risking 2,100. You thinking of it that way, you're thinking of it all wrong. Okay? You got to put your money somewhere. All right? So whether or not you invest in the stock market is irrelevant to me. But you got to put it somewhere. You put it into a house, fine. It collects what houses collect, which is whatever the hell they're collecting in your area. Okay? Here, I don't. All right, so risking 2,100 to make 40. What you're missing there, Ed, is 40 every single week until you turn around and resell it at 2,100. So are you risking the 2,100 or are you investing the 2,100? Because there's a big difference between the two. Okay? If you think of it risking, you probably shouldn't be playing this game. And yeah, it is a game. All right, let me finish up with this one and go on to the next. All right, so by one covered call FIS, 6 March, which is this coming Friday, 4 days away, the $50 call option, $90 is the profit, $4,900 is the investment. Yeah, investment. Think of it this way. Okay? Let's bring up the calculator real quick to satisfy Ed's curiosity. Okay. clear that. So a $40 profit with a $2,100 investment. That's 1.9%, Ed. Now, Ed, think about that for a second. 1.9% for 1 week. You do know that 1% every single week is 50% per year. So 1.9% every single week for a year is over 100% return. Now, for 10 minutes of my time and not really losing any sleep over the scenario, I think that's a good deal. But if it doesn't work for you, hey, it is what it is. It's different strokes for different folks. All right, so here, so much for that one. Let's do the one up on the board. All right. So my profit here is $90. My investment here is $4,910. Okay, that's 1.8%. 1.8% for 4 days, if that makes sense to you. So I'm going to save this one because I like 1.8%. .8%. Okay, that's one. We're going to come up with 5 of them, 5 a day. What do we got? What do we got? Here we go. FIS. One covered call FIS, 6 March. That's this coming Friday. The $50 call option. And it's $90 profit, $4,900 is the investment. What rate of return was that? Wasn't that 1.8? 1.8 for 1 week. $1.8. Next. All right. Tony, Cotton Express. I said I'd take a look at Hewlett Packard. Let's take a look at it. HPQ. HPQ. Here we go. HPQ. Hewlett Packard. Ooh, interesting. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look, it's down, up, down, up. What's going here? 1870. The 1870, the 19s are going for 24. Well, that's more than 1% also. But do you like Hewlett Packard? HPQ. Well, let's take a closer look. Okay, here's our last 30 days. Here's our top. Here's our bottom. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up. Down, up. Down, up. Down, up. Okay. What's happening here? All right, well, let's check it out. Let's change that to covered call. And the 1850s. There it is. One contract. And here we go. One covered call, HPQ, 6 March, which is this coming Friday. The $18.50 call option. Here's the profit. Here's the investment. Let's see what the rate of return is. Okay, profit, 31. Okay, 31. And we're going to divide that by the investment, 1819. 1819 comes a grand total of 1.7. Okay, I like 1.7. What you teaching? I'm teaching investing for dividend and weekly cash flow. Sit tight. All right, 1.7. I like 1.7. Why not? All right, 1.7. That's pretty good. 1.9, 1.8. Now we got 1.7. There it is. There we go. Hewlett Packard, 6 March, 1850. 31 is the profit. 1800 is the investment for a 1.8% 1.7. 1.7. Hate it when it does that. So it did it twice today. All right. What else we got? What else do we have? Sorry, I got a lot of questions here, so I'm going to see if I can go through all of them. Mark L. Pop-Pop. Anthony Carros. Nastram. What's up? JC77. I hate me you. Okay. Jarek, how you doing? Alan. Ben. Carl. Petey Pete. Paul Godwood. Thank you for that, Paul. Calm, nice to see you again. Ooh, Dr. Jason Straw. What do you do when covered call doesn't get called away, stock price drops below purchase price? I got something specially for you, Dr. Jason. It's not the first time I've gotten that question. All right. Gamma moves to Delta. Yeah, I get that one. What is the best ROI stock? Blake, it really depends on what you're looking for. Cause and Astra's in the house. What's happening, Cause? All right, let's get out of here. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get back to here. Let's go HIMS. Is that the right one? Huh. No, that's weird. Anyway. Oh, wrong thing. That ain't it. That's it right there. Okay, let's get back to here. All right, as I was going to show you Dr. Jason, are you ready? Whoops. One point 1.7. Back to where we were. Alrighty, alrighty. That being said, what else do we got to look at? All right, so Dr. Jason, take a look here. This is HIMS, H-I-M-S. All right, so I jumped into HIMS at 52, right up here. Okay? 52, right up here. Now we're down at 16. Well, I dollar cost average around here, so now I'm down to 25, but still below what I paid for it. Okay? So if I'm in at 25 now, and the stock is down here at 15, what strike price am I going to sell to get some type of a profit? Well, let me show you. Okay? Current price, $16.48. That's at the money. ATM. ATM. Hold on a second. Okay? ATM. At the money. That's that line right here. Okay? This here, ITM, that is in the money. Okay? Right here is OTM, which is out of the money. Okay? Here, safer trade. Here, more profitable. Here, at the money, that is the biggest rate of return you're going to get with no movement whatsoever. So, back to the position I was telling you about. Okay, now, remember I said that I bought it at 52, dollar cost average, now I'm down to 24? Great. So, if I'm selling a covered call, I do not want to do at the money. It's very risky because I could get called out if it moves. So I want to go further out of the money, but still bring in some money. Okay? So remember, I'm in at 25. I can go right there. 4 strikes out of the money. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's paying 30 cents a share. 30 cents a share on a $25 stock is still over 1%. So even though the stock price is down from where I bought it, I'm still bringing in over 1% by selling 4 strikes out of the money. And as the stock moves, I will slowly adjust my strike price and I will adjust my expiration date. Okay? So there's always a set of questions, Dr. Jason, that I ask myself every day. Number 1, what did I buy? Number 2, what did I sell against it? Number 3, where is it right now? Number 4, where does it look like it's going? And number 5, what should I do? I ask those questions every single day, but every single position I have. What did I buy? What did I sell? Where's it at? Where's it going? What should I do? It's not that difficult. Adults, that's you guys, have a tendency to make it more complicated than it needs to be. Thank you for looking at CRK. I've been following you since December, and I'm doing really well for some reason. I had not noticed that was a monthly, and you saved me. All right, thank you. Shirley Official, and what do you think about trading bots? Now, if I've been very honest, I knew some people personally who are making good money and closed their day in profit every day, no matter where the market moves. Yeah, hey, if that's your thing, it's your thing. No, I don't do trading bots because I don't trust them. Sorry, I'm old. I'm about as old school as you can get. You know, kind of like the Willie Nelson old school. Bloom Energy. Ooh, I like Bloom Energy. All right. Here we go, Bloom Energy. I'm going to say no to Bloom Energy only because here's the high. Now she's dropping. She was down here, shot up. Now she's pulling back. So, no Bloom Energy for me this week. Okay, so Dr. Jason, hope that worked out for you. M. Drager, what's going on? Laugh, Young Blood, thank you. Gillmaster, what are you doing? ANSU, hello. Iru, all right. Arch, Colin Mason, Victoria Duke. William King, hello. All right. VV Bones, all right. Yosef, how you doing? DG, doing good, all right. 2 Cleopatras. Dave Bug, Quad Boy King, okay. Okay, you guys have nothing for me to look at. Dave, we already looked at Macy's. Doodle Daddy, UPS. Let's take a look at UPS. The ups dudes. Interesting. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at it. Down, up, down. All right, what's going on right there? What's going on? Last 30 days. Up, down, sideways. So it's at 114. 114 is not bad for a sideways stock if you like UPS. Okay, they've been around for a while. They pay some good dividends. How do you find specific profitable options with exact time? All right. Kook USA, or Kooksa? I don't know, is that right? Kooksa? SCMI, newbie alert. Anytime it asks me about Palantir or SCMI, I definitely know it's a newbie alert. Only because you haven't looked at the numbers for Palantir and you haven't looked at the numbers for SMCI. Because if you did look at the numbers, you wouldn't be buying them. Well, I like to think you wouldn't be buying them. Chris, what is Hewlett Packard? Are you kidding me? Hewlett Packard, they make computers, laptops. All right, where are we down here? Bloom Energy, we'll look at that one. So Kukusa wants to know, how do you find specific profitable options with exact time? Well, they show up every day. What am I saying here, okay? Every day is going to come whether we like it or not, whether we agree or not. Whether you like it or not, Friday's coming. It's right around the corner. And guess what? After that, Friday's coming again. So you have all these companies offering the ability for you to buy and sell options against them. Okay, fine. How do you find them? Well, they're easy. You find out what the stock price is, and then you match up the stock price, okay, with a strike price, and then a date. So whether you want to do weekly options, okay, 6 March, that's this Friday. 13 March, that's next Friday. 20 March, that's 3 Fridays away. 27 March, 4 Fridays away. Every single week, there is a new set of options to choose from. And guess what? Every single day, the stock goes up, the stock goes down, the stock goes up, the stock goes down, thus allowing us to pick new stock options because they keep coming every single day. Let's keep on keeping on. Okay, caught up there. All right, somebody wants to take a look at, hold on. I like Intel. Pimp Daddy. Aaron thinks that was funny. You can only hang on if you understand and believe in the companies. That's a key rule of yours. Well, yeah, Aaron, rule number 1. Never buy something you do not want to own long term. That's rule number 1. So everything else is irrelevant if you don't do rule number 1 first. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Capture, how you doing? Dina wants to take a look at Intel. INTC. I like me some Intel, and I actually have some Intel. Here we go. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Sideways, up, down. Okay, not the greatest position in the world for Intel. Let's take a look at the last 30 days. Right there. All right, check it out. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Up, down, down. So, no. As much as I like Intel, sorry, it's coming down at this moment. So I'm going to write Intel for next week because I've seen that pattern before. And they'll be ripe for the picking next week. It's already written down for next week. Hey, I just keep good records, I suppose. All right, what else do we have? North American number 1. How are you today? Joey the newbie wants Palantir. Now, I'm not even going to pull it up here. I'm going to go straight to Yahoo Finance. PLTR. Because I want to show you how wonderfully wonderful the profits are on Palantir. Are you ready? So, for this, we're going to need to help with historical data. Now, historical data is basically the date, every single day, the opening price of the day, the high price of the day, the low price of the day, the close, the adjustment, and the volume. All the information's right there. But I don't want to look at that. I want to look at the dividends only. Now, if you were wondering why the name of the show is called Dividend Stock Talk, well, the words should just give you an idea of what we're talking about. We're talking about investing in dividend stocks. Specifically, the first word, dividend stock talk, should give you an idea of what we're looking for. So if we're looking for dividends, why are we looking at a company that has no dividends? Do you remember I said rule number 1, never buy something you don't understand? So if you don't understand it, why are we looking at it? Okay, skip U.S. Steel. I'm going to say no right now because U.S. Steel got bought out. Okay, now U.S. Steel was a great opportunity a while ago. They were paying some really nice premiums. But they got bought out. All right, next. All right, Freedom EDT wants to take a look at SMCI. SMCI. Here we go. Okay, so am I reading that right? SMCI, Super Microcomputers, no dividends. So why are we looking at, again, another stock with no dividends? If this is a dividend investing channel, why are we looking at companies with no dividends? King Kiwami, WLFI. What the hell is that? WLFI. Oops. WLFI. Nothing there, dude. Sorry. Rocky Valdez, how are you doing today? Skip. James, can we check U.S. Steel? Now, U.S. Steel got bought out by someone else. Okay? And it went to monthly. And I don't do monthlies anymore. Now, U.S. Steel was paying awesome dividends earlier. And it had great premiums. Not anymore. Okay, Tim, can we do Visa? Love it. Look at that chart. Doesn't that look pretty? Check this out. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where we were. Here's where we are. Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. We're at 320.51. The 320 is going for 410. Well, that works. Let's zoom in a little closer and check. Is it the right time for buying Visa? I don't know. What do you think? 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up. It's actually that simple. 30 days ago, we're here, there. Now it's going up. It's definitely a good time to buy if you like Visa. It's always going to come down to that question. Do I like this company? All right, so at 320, there we go. There's the number. So let's see what Visa looks like as a possibility. Covered stock, the 320, there it is. One contract. Here we go. Same thing. Here it goes. Buy one covered call, Visa, 6 March, 320 call option, 379 is the profit. 31,000 is the investment. Yeah, this one's a little bit more uncomfortable than those other two, weren't they? So let's find out. Okay, profit 379. We're going to divide it by the investment, 31,621. That comes to a grand total of 1.1%. Now, I'm okay with that. You can welcome your viewers to join your fan club, and they can send you heart me, and okay, if they like. Okay, fine. Lovely. All right, so 1.1%. Not as good as 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, but okay, 1.1. Okay, 1.1. Let's do this. You ready? Uh-oh, we got a low battery over here. A low battery. Spider Doc wants me to invert the camera. You ready? I'm going to invert the camera just for you because you're special, and I'm going to invert the camera. There you go. What do you think? Now you're seeing my wall. If there was a way for me to invert the camera for you to see it normally, I would have done it a long time ago. But YouTube is a little fickle when it comes to iPhones and the selfie camera, which allows me to have a conversation with you. So it's a little challenging. If you know, let me know. Okay. Oh, there it is right there. Visa, 6 March, this Friday, the 320 call. 379, 31,000, 1.1% if you like Visa. And always going to come down to that question. Is Hims a dividend king? No, Remy, Hims is not a dividend king. Constantine wants to take a look at TER. Okay, hold on a second. Let's save this one. Hate it when it does it. That's the fourth time tonight. Hate it, hate it, hate it. All right, let's get out of this. All right. All right, so Constantine Constantine wants to take a look at TER, even though I have no idea what TER is. $1.1. Come on, 1.1. There we go. All right, Constantine wants to take a look at TER. What the heck is TER? Pterodyne. Uh-oh. Hell no. Okay. Pterodyne. Aren't those the ones from, what do you call it? From the Terminator? Pterodyne Systems. Okay, we're at 75, shoots up to 350. We're way too close to the high. Yeah, no thank you. Different strokes for different folks. Thank you there, Freedom. Jaws, what's happening? Path is bottom. I have no idea what that means. Oh, path is it, the bottom. Okay. Well, let's take a look at it. You ready? Here it is. Path. P-A-T-H. Here's the top, $20. Here's the bottom. Looks like 9. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, what's going on right there? Got a little minor problem here. 1070. Okay, the 10s are 47, the 11s are 23, the 1150s are 9. That's cutting it close, 2 out of the money. Okay, let's take a gander at it. Last 30 days. I don't know about you, but that looks pretty good. Down, up, down, up. Okay, look at all that space we got to go. Could be. Thank you, Rocky. All right, so get rid of that. Change that to covered stock, and we're looking at the 1050s. There they are, right there. One contract, la 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 la, and here's Johnny. Are you ready? My one covered call, Path. Now I have no idea what they do. Somebody here suggested them, so let's take a gander. 6 March, that's this Friday, the 1050 call option. Profit's 32, investment is 1,000. So let's take a look. That sounds like a 2 or 3%. Let's take a look. 32 is the profit. The investment is 1018, 1,018 bucks, 3%. 3.1%. Sorry. Let's save that one. 3.1%. Why not? If you like Path. So do a little bit of research. Do you like them? Do you want to buy them? Do you want to hold on to them? Because remember, rule 1, never buy something you don't want to hold on to long term. So my assumption, if you really like Path, maybe you want to own it. And this will be number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's number 5. One covered call, Path. 6 March. The 1050 call option. Here's the profit, 32. Here's the investment, 1,018. Well, that's not bad if you think about it. Okay, 3.1% on the company. You have to decide. Do you like this company? Does it fit your goals? That's the big winner of the day, 3.1. Okay, let's grab a seat, answer some questions. Why would you get paid buying a covered call? Everything this guy says does make no sense to me. All right, I got to read that one again. I'm going to read it a little bit slower to see if this guy insulting me is actually insulting me, because it doesn't make any sense. Why would you get paid buying a covered call? Everything this guy does makes no sense to me. Okay. Let's send him a message. Okay. Okay, Mr. Brian Schultz, I'm going to invite you to a conversation. Come on, let's hear what you got to say. Okay, so while we're waiting for him to reply, which I seriously doubt he's going to, people like that just don't. Okay, where was I? We looked at UPS already. Doodle Daddy, thank you for that. Mud, any stock opinions, options to buy in at least 1,000 just starting out. Okay, Mud, you're just starting out. Oh, I got a question over here. Mike, it works and is amazing. I jumped right in and only hit the wrong button once so far. Mike, what company was that? That was Path. I have no idea what Path is or what they do. Mike, I think that's funny. You hit the button, wrong button. All right. Let's keep on going. Delete. Let's go back to where we were. Here we go to where we were. Okay. Okay, so Mud. I can't tell you what to buy, Mud. Sorry. Dollar cost averaging. Doctor attendant. Absolutely. Judith, how are you doing, Judith? All right. Aaron, Marvel is my redemption pick, and I like it. Okay. Enza, what's happening? All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. Chris Cahan, we already looked at Hewlett Packard a little earlier. Mud, any stock options to buy under 1,000 is what I meant. There's a whole bunch of them under 1,000. Dr. Jason, do you typically do order type market or order type limit when doing a covered call? Great question, Dr. Jason. Now, Dr. Jason, anytime I buy a stock, I buy the stock first, and then I turn around and sell the option. And I buy the stock at market order, and I sell the option at limit order. Because I want to make sure whatever I get it for is whatever I get it for. Okay, stocks go up, stocks go down. That's all they do. Best you can do. It's like throwing a dart at a moving dartboard. Okay, so that being said, I take it what I can get for it, and then I turn around and I sell whatever the closest strike price is, and I set a limit order on the selling of the option. Thank you there, Com. Jack, what's the logistics behind a sweep of a high time frame, high low? Jack, you got to come up with a lot simpler question than that. That might be over a lot of people's heads because it's over my head and I can't quite understand what you're saying. Why would you get paid buying a covered call? What this guy, everything this guy says makes no sense to me. Okay, so I'm waiting for Brian to respond. I sell puts. What's this dude talking about, Austin? Have you checked out IDEF? I got 8% return in a week. Let's check it out. IDEF. Interesting. Okay, Austin, thank you, but has no options, so no, I don't do it. Okay, Austin, it was pretty simple. 20 years of consistent profits, weekly options. That's the only two criteria I have. Consistently profitable, weekly options. Okay, IDEF, no thank you. And Brian Schultz, I'm still waiting to hear back from you. Austin Miller, he's talking about using the stock market as a savings account. That's an interesting way of looking at it, but not really. I'm using the stock market as a cash-producing machine, weekly cash-producing machine. All right, Brian, I don't get it. When you buy a covered call, you buy it, you pay. Yeah. You do. Okay, so Brian, what you're missing, okay? What you're missing, Mr. Brian? Let's find a better stock. AT&T. Yeah, that one works. Okay. All right, Brian, you ready? This is AT&T. This is AT&T 1-year chart. Here's the high right there. Here's the low right there. Here's where it was a year ago. Here's where it is now. Follow the bouncing ball. It went up, it came down, it went up, it came down, it's going back up again. It's plain simple. Just look at it. So ask yourself the question, do I like AT&T? Well, let's zoom in, take the last couple of weeks. Here we go. Here's the high, here's the low. She went up, she pulled back, now she's going up again. To the degree in which you believe that it's going up, the current price is $28.01. Correct? $28.01. So the strike price over here that best suits this situation is the 28. Now the 28, which is the $28 strike price, is selling for 31 cents per share. So basically what I'm doing, I'm kind of acting like a middleman. I'm going to buy the stock first thing tomorrow morning at $28.01. Then I'm going to turn around and sell it for $28. I'm going to collect, when I sell the option, 31 cents per share. Now let's check and see what rate of return that is. So let's get rid of this. Let's do a covered call. And let's do the 28 covered call. One contract. Okay, here we go. This is what the numbers look like. I'm going to buy 100 shares of AT&T first thing tomorrow morning. I'm going to turn around and sell the $28 call option at the limit price, pick up $39 per share, and it's going to cost me $2,700. So let's see what my rate of return is. Okay, so if my profit is $39 and the investment, which means how much is it costing me for 100 shares of AT&T? $27.61. $27.61. My rate of return for 4 days is 1.4%. Now I know that simple math, 1% a week is 50% per year. Okay, fine. Well, 1.4% a week, it's got to be at least 60 or 70%. That's what I'm doing. I'm buying something, turning around and reselling it. So when you buy a covered call, you buy the stock and you simultaneously sell the option against it. Now, if it doesn't fill at the 28, I still keep the 1.4% for this week, and I turn around and sell it again next week for another rate of return. So what I'm creating here is weekly cash producing asset. Think about it. Weekly cash producing asset. It's kind of like a vending machine. So if I go out and buy one of those Coca-Cola vending machines, let's say it costs $5,000-$10,000. Great. Well, it will continue to give me money as long as I sell options against it every week. A vending machine, it will continue to give me money as long as I keep filling it up with sodas. Same thing. Might be a pre-recorded video someone stole. So Austin Miller, let me see if I can explain this to you. Austin Miller. It is precisely 10:31 p.m. on the 2nd of March. So if you are hearing me talking at this moment in time, 10:32 p.m., is it Monday? Say Monday? Yeah, Monday. Monday. When you're retired, you have a tendency to forget the days. It's not pre-recorded. All right? Okay, it's just, I'm live streaming on 9 different platforms. So to get to every single question as they pop up, it's not the easiest thing to do. Sue, 1968, how you doing? Mighty bargain. Thank you for that. Mark Calloway wants to take a look at Pace. Which one is it, Mark? Pace or PSEC? 2 different companies. Let's get back to where we're at. So, Brian, hopefully that answered the question you had. It doesn't pay a dividend. Yes, I'm aware of that. Yes, Monday took out the garbage. Okay, thank you, Wingnut. Not quite sure what that means, but all right. All right, somebody wants to take a look at PACE. P-A-C-E. Okay, not a stock. PSEC. P-E-C. No. Who came up with PSEC? Mark Calloway. March, April, May, August. Yeah, no, I don't do monthlies. They just don't pay the same. Brian Zinoska. C-L-R-K. What is, oh, C-L-S-K. Okay, C-L-S-K. Clean Spark. Interesting. Okay, take a look. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's where we were. Here's where we are. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. Okay, 1055. 1055 is paying 47. Okay, that's close to 4%, but not quite. Oh, Kevo. That's funny, Kevo. Might be recorded. Eddie Ramirez. How do you find what stocks to buy? Do you have a system or just suggestions from the viewers? Okay, Eddie, here you go. You ready? Got a pencil, paper handy? Here we go, Eddie. List number 1. Dividend Kings. Companies that have increased their profits for 5 decades. That's 50 years, Eddie. List number 2. Dividend Aristocrats. These companies have increased their profits for 25 years. That's a quarter of a century. And then you got the Dividend Champions. Again, 25 years. The rules are a little bit different, but still 25 years of increased profits. And then list number 4, the Dividend Challengers. 10 to 24 years of increased profits. And then we look at anything on Warren Buffett's list. That's 5 lists. Those 5 lists will give you about 350 different companies. Kevo, that's funny. Greed. Should the strategy be buy low, sell high? Yeah. Okay. Greed. None of the comments are on here. Now, Greed, you got to remember, this is not, you're not the only dancer on the dance floor, okay? There's 8 cameras in front of me, which means I got a bunch of questions here where you are, a bunch of questions right next to you, which you cannot see, a bunch of questions over here, which you cannot see, a bunch of questions over there, a bunch of questions there, and then I have a couple of other platforms where I can't even get to those questions. So yeah, I'm streaming on multiple channels. Yep, thank you. That's why I'm not answering as soon as you put it up. Okay, Sawali, Chevron, CVX, Chevron. Ooh, hell no. No, I don't buy at the high of the year. That just doesn't make sense to me. Don't get me wrong, I like Chevron. Okay, Sawali, we already did Exxon. Okay, His Goodness Motivates. UiPath. Never heard of it. Let's check it out. UiPath. Okay. Doesn't even pop up. That's Path. P-A-T-H. P-A-T-H is the ticker symbol. There it is. Take a look at that. That's awesome. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up. Down, up. Down, up. Down, up. It's a pattern. Up, down, up, down, up, down. That's all they do. So let's see. It's at 1070. The 1050 is going for 47. The 11 is going for 23. And the 1150 is going for 9. That works for me. I like those numbers. Okay, Mark Calloway. We already said no to PSEC. Sorry. Remy, Hims is not a dividend king. All right, what else do we got? Okay, Kai Bandit, we looked at Verizon. No, wait a minute. Yeah, we looked at Verizon yesterday. All right, anyway, Path. Here we go. Last 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's where we are. Here's where we were. Here's where we are. Up, down, up. Okay, there you go. Right there, 1070. It makes sense. Well, let's check it out. Oh, wait a second. Let's do this one. Why not? Okay, change it to covered calls. There it is, the 1050. There it is. One contract. Here's the numbers. You ready? By one covered call, PATH, P-A-T-H. 6 March 26. That means this option is going to expire this coming Friday. The $10.50 stock option. The strike price, $10.50. Okay, here's the profit, 28. Here's the investment, $1,022. So what kind of rate of return is that? Okay, $26 is the profit. What's the investment? $1,022. It gives me a grand total of 2.5. If you like PATH, P-A-T-H. OJ Tiles, JP Morgan, huh? All right. We've already saved enough. We already got 5. All right, so what else do we got? Eddie Ramirez, you mentioned you are down on Macy's. Do you still sell covered calls while holding low premiums? Yeah, I do. Okay, Eddie, every single position I have brings me in something every single week. That's the name of my game. I want to make sure every single position has some kind of rate of return. All right, so what do we have over here? We looked at PSEC, no. Goldie Kova, how are you today? Chip Shot, how are you? Steve Downey, Queen. MPLX, what is that? All right, got to go back to the beginning. Here we go. MPLX. No, I don't know who came up with this one. 4GT, I don't do monthlies. Okay, rule number 4, weekly options only. Okay, Bito wants to take a look at PBR. No, I don't buy anything at the high of the year. It just doesn't make sense to me. All right, we got Eddie. Thank you, Eddie. Jared, how you doing? Dead money. I have no idea what dead money means. Yes, he tries to roll them out without losing them. Yeah, why would I want to lose? SPG, Ronnie. What is SPG, Ronnie? SPG. Simon Putty Group. Hell no, I don't do monthlies. Nini, how are you doing? Girder Music just came in. What stock are we discussing? SPG. All right. Calm. That's a no. What the hell were you thinking? Thank you there, Calm. Yes, Mighty Bargain. I saw that. Chill B. Why not monthly options? Uh-oh. Oh. Okay. Now, I do have to admit, I have to show it once every 2 weeks or so. Let me explain to you why I don't do monthly options. You ready? Here we go. This right here in front of us is a monthly option. SPG. It's currently at 203. So let's zoom into the last 30 days. Okay, who came up with that question? Okay, Chilby. Chilby, are you ready? This, let me go over this side. This here is 30 days. 30 days ago, today. Count with me if you will. You ready? 30 days ago, we're at 91. We dropped down to 86. Shoot up to 202. Drop down to 192. Shoot up to 203. Drop back down to 199. Shoot up to 204. Drop down to 198. Shoot up to 205, drop back down to 203. That's the movement of the 30-day period. 30 days. Okay? Now, tell me, where is this going to be in 30 days? What? It's not that easy, is it? Okay? We were down here at 186. Now we're up to 203. Okay, fine. Where's it going to be in 30 days? If you're wrong, you're stuck at that point for another 30 days or however long it's going to be. Okay, well, let's see. How much am I being paid? All right. It's currently at 203. Let's take a look at that option right there. Okay? The 203, there isn't a 203. There's a 200. And it's paying $4.80. Yeah, man, right. All right, so if I buy it at 203.16 and I sell the 200s, I'm getting $4.80, but I'm losing $3.16 off the top. Okay? So, 203.16, I'm going to walk away with 204.80. Let's subtract them out and see what I'm going to walk away with. Okay, so you take the premium, 200, and the 480. Okay, the premium, 480. The strike price, 200. That's 204.80. 204.80. Okay, now if I sell it at 200, I'm losing $3.16. So let's take the $3.16 off of there. Subtract $3.16 equals $1.64. So for 1 month, I'm making $1.64. All right? $1.64 for 1 month on this one. So now let's divide it out. If my profit is going to be $164, right, $1.64, and it's costing me $200, because that's the strike price I'm selling, that comes to a grand total of, you ready? Not even 1%, 0.8. Do you see that? 0.8, not even 1% for the whole month. Okay? Number one, it's hard trying to figure out where it's going. Number two, okay, where's it going the next 30 days? Don't know. The closest strike price, 200. Well, the 200 is 0.8, not even 1% for the month. I don't do monthlies. They just don't pay the same. And trying to figure out where the heck this thing's going to be in 30 days, no, it's not that easy. 5 days is hard enough. 30 days, I don't even want to bother. It's not worth it to me. Besides, I prefer 1% every week. All right, what do we got next? What do we have down there? Okay, Kai Bandit wants to take a look at Verizon, VZ. We looked at Visa. Verizon, no. Sorry, dude, I don't buy anything at the high of the year. It just doesn't make any sense. But thank you, though. Logan Hicks, GME. That's Chipotle. Hold on. Oh, GME. Sorry, it's GameStop. Terribly sorry, man. GameStop has no dividends. So why would I be buying GameStop? Oh, wait a minute. Or do they? Hold on. Let's go check. Okay. Okay, GME. Let's check and see if GameStop has dividends. Oh, look at that. GameStop. There are no dividends. Yeah, no, thank you. All right, what else do we got? Do you like any non-dividend stocks? No. Now, Vino, the reason I don't like non-dividend stocks is pretty simple, okay? They don't share their profits, and I'd have to buy it, hold on to it, and then sell it for a profit. Too much work. No, thank you. Okay, bullish parade. Oh, bulls on parade. Okay, bullish on parade. You ready? He wants to take a look at Hormel. Now, Hormel, if you didn't know, is a dividend king, HRL, which means 5 decades of consistent profits. So it's a yes, right off the top. All right, just came in. Okay, Kim, calm up. Got FLNC. Okay, Metric, Sparrow. Sit tight for a second. We're looking at Hormel. Now, Hormel, okay, the bottom's right there. She bounced up. What's happening right there? What's happening this week? Well, let's zoom in. Okay, here's your last 30 days. Now, I'm going to say no to this one. See, it went up, it went down, it went up. Now it's come back down again. It's not in the profit taking, so no. Scott, GPN. What the hell is GPN, Scott? Global Payments, Inc. That's coming down also. Same thing. Look, it's coming down. It's going to fill this gap right there. It's going to keep dropping. PFE, also known as Pfizer. Yes, I know that. PFE is Pfizer. PFE. PFE. Pfizer. Ooh, no. Look at it. No. There's no opportunity. Big Yellow Birds and PSEC is garbage. Okay. Meg Calloway, thank you. We did that one. A warm welcome to Sunbee. JP, let's check it out. Sunbee. S-U-N-B. Yeah. No. Uh-oh. Fernando, MSTR. Oh, can we look at Riley? R-I-L-Y. Riley was one of my big players this year. Now, Riley is dropping. Okay? Take a look. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Today is the 30-day bottom. Perfect opportunity if you want to wait for the bounce, because 30-day high drops down. Now she's going to bounce and go back up again. But is today the bottom, or could it go lower tomorrow? Could be. Fernando, MSTR is not consistently profitable, and I don't think they have any dividends. Metric Sparrow, FLNC. What the hell is that? FLNC. That's a no, is what that is. Dr. Jason, you answered my question perfectly. Thank you there, Dr. Jason. I try to do my best. Hardin, we looked at CVS earlier today. I think it was one of the first stocks we looked at. His and Glory. Stack, S-T-A-K. S-T-A-K. No. Hell no. Hardin. I take it back. It's coming down. Yep, I saw that. Michael Banks. We just looked at Verizon not even 5 minutes ago. What are we looking at? We're looking at AT&T. What do I think about BRTX? What the hell is that? That probably gives you an answer right there. What the hell is that? Oh, hell no. I can't even believe you asked me that question. There's my invite to Mr. Brian. Michael Banks, we looked at Verizon a little while ago. John Bahay, the defense industry stocks got to be good weekly profit. Could be. All right, so we're done over there. Let's get some questions here and here. Bullish on Parade wants to take a look at Dollar Tree. DTR. Nope. DLTR, sorry. DLTR. There it is. Now, don't get me wrong. Dollar Tree could be coming into a good position. Take a look. Okay, you got your bottom here at 60. Shoots up to 140, which is over a 100% increase. From April to January, pulls back up, back down. That right there should tell you to get ready to jump into Dollar Tree as soon as she finds a new bottom. Okay? She went up, pulled back. She went up, pulled back. Now this baby's going to turn around again eventually. When? Tomorrow, the next day, the next day? It will show up eventually. What else do we got? MSTR is going to be a no. Stack where I looked at Snap. Holy cow. SNAP. Is that Snap-on Tools? Snap? Nope. Snap Inc. Interesting. PHM, which, PHM, Parker no. PHM's not Parker Hannifin. Crap. What's PHM? Don't tell me. Pulte Group. Is that right? PHM? All right, so let's take a look at Snap first. Okay, hold on, John. Okay, we'll take a look at that in a second. Take a look. High was 1050, dropped to 750. Back up to 1050, back down to 7. Goes sideways for a bit, drops down to 475, and now we're at 5.25. Okay. High, low, now it's bouncing. Okay, simple enough, right? Let's zoom in a little closer. All right, I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to say no to this one. And here's the reason why I'm going to say no to this. Because while I'm looking at this, saying, hey, this is great, look at that. Well, take a look over here. The numbers. One strike out of the money, 4 cents. 2 strikes, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So I'm going to add this to the list of stocks. No, not enough premiums. Okay, option premium is very important. It's like, what am I getting in return for my money? Doesn't make sense to me, so no. Okay, Stack. Didn't we just look at Stack a second ago? Wasn't it a no? S-T-A-K. S-T-A-K. It is a no. No options, no thank you. Sorry, His Glory. Okay, John, PHM. I'm pretty sure that's Pulte Group. It is, Pulte Group. I was right. Say, John, look at that. The high's right there. Now she's coming down. So if you like Pulte Group, give it a little bit. Here's your bottom. Shoots up. Now you got your profit taken. Now she's coming down. Give it a little time. Wait for it to turn around. Passport Eric, how you doing? MSTR is a no. Snap long term was a no. MSTR is a no. CDA BBY, is that Best Buy? It is Best Buy. Okay. At the new bottom today. Take a look. Here we go. Down, up, down. New 30-day bottom right here. Okay. I'm actually going to write it down. Uh-oh, ADM. Archer Daniel Midland. Ooh, nice one, Wignut. How long do you have to own the stock before you can receive the dividend? 2 days. You got to buy it before the EX date, sell it after the date of record. Shell. Any. I have no idea what that means. Any. Is any actually a stock? No, it is a stock. But no, I don't do monthlies. Sorry. And BY. Shell wants to take a look. BY. No, I don't do monthlies. Edison. Bud. Isn't that Budweiser? Okay. Oh. AB InBev. Okay. I don't buy anything at the high. It's at the high at the moment. No, thank you. Doesn't make sense. Circle. Uh-oh. CRCL. CRCL. Interesting. Let's look. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up. 96.14. The 96 is going for 410. That's over 4%. If you like Circle. Oh, Ortega wants to take a look at Siri. S-I-R-I. Interesting. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Down, up, down, up. 21.94. The 22 is going for 28. That's over 1% if you like Siri. Happy Girl. Kohl's. I love Kohl's. Oh, Rosie the Rescue. GS. Isn't that Goldman Sachs? It is. Imagine that. Here we go. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down. Not this week for Goldman Sachs. Not for me anyway. Happy Girl. Kohl's. Ooh, look at that one. That's not good. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. Kohl's would be in a great position as soon as she finds the bottom and turns around. Because the 1550s are going for 48, which is about 3% if you like Kohl's. Kurtz. If you have time, I lost a ton of money on LMT. What went wrong? What should I have saw? Oh, Kurtz, that's an easy one. LMT. However, I can't really give you any advice because I know nothing about you. But let me give you my opinion on Lockheed Martin. You ready? Number one, here's the high today. Here's the bottom way back in July. And a year ago, we're at 450. Goes sideways for a bit, drops down to 4.25, shoots back up to 510, drops back down to 440, and shoots up to almost 700. So I have no idea how you lost money on that one. So I would have to backtrack and see what your trades looked like and what were your entry points and why you entered them when you entered them. Okay? All right, what do we have down here? ADM, Advanced Mike, wait a minute, Archer Daniel Midland. ADM, that's a dividend king, believe it or not. And unfortunately, ADM is at the high of the year. And you know I don't buy anything at the high of the year. TNDM, diabetes company, might be a good buy and walk away hold. For you, maybe. If it doesn't give me weekly cash flow, no thank you. So TNDM. No, I don't do monthlies, number one, and it's dropping. All right, we got 2 minutes left. What else do we got? FC New York, what's happening? Have we done Merck? Ooh, I love Merck. MRK. Ooh, not today. Sorry, buddy. I don't buy at the high. Don't get me wrong. Merck's a great company. But if it's at the high, wait for the profit taking. Once profit taking is done, then jump back in. Colibri, nice to see you again. MP. Interesting. Take a look. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's where we were. Here's where we are. Look at it. Sideways, up, down, up, down, up. 63.73. The 64 is going for 221. That's over 3%. If you like MP. If you like it. Okay, Judith. You. Yeah. We looked at this one yesterday. Here's the high. She dropped, and she's just going sideways. No real direction whatsoever. Oh, Kurtz. This is pre-recorded, y'all. Now, Kurtz, how can I possibly say this is pre-recorded, y'all, if you just put it up there? It's 11 p.m. on the second day of March, 2026. So how can this possibly be recorded? Fernando, MSTR is going to be a no because I don't do stocks that don't have dividends. Do you do monthlies when rolling? Nope. Don't do monthlies at all. It's just no. See, I don't even know why you asked the question. No is just no. Okay, Joshua, what's your opinion on Flying Tulip? Never heard of it. That's my answer. Is that your final answer? Yes, Johnny. MSTR, no. SMR. What is SMR? SMR. Why does that sound familiar? New Scale Power. Okay. Well, look what's happening with New Scale Power. Okay. Up, down. Yeah, 13. The 13s are going for 66. Yeah, there's probably no dividends there. Okay, we're past 11 o'clock. I think we're basically done here. Nothing there. Can you invert the camera? We already did that one. Said hi. Hello. Over here. Great. I think that's it. Wait a minute. 2 more questions here. Are you a time traveler? Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? No, I'm not. GPC. Ding, 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 ding. We got the winner, chicken dinner. GPC, Genuine Parts Corporation. 7 decades of increased profits. 7 decades, GPC. Unfortunately, it's a monthly, and I don't do monthlies. Sorry, I love GPC, but I don't do it with this strategy. I would do it with a different strategy. Bottom, top, big drop. Now she's bouncing off of that. It looks good. Holy barbecue wants to take a look at BOAT, B-O-A-T. Hell no, I don't buy at the high, and I don't do monthlies. Sorry, I think we're out of questions. No, I will not do a monthly on a roll. And Freedom EBT, we already looked at Pfizer earlier today. So that's all the questions. Awesome. All done. Thank you. It is 11 p.m., which means it is time for me to go. I do this every night, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I do take Friday nights off, and I do take Saturday nights off. And you will notice, not once did I try to sell you anything. Okay, I'm here to educate and answer questions. I'm not here to sell you anything. We're all adults. We know how it works. You want to buy something? Go into the bio, wherever channel you're on. There you go. Closing time. Yep, I forget how that song goes. Okay. One last call for alcohol. Give it for free. Yes, 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 yes. That's exactly what I'm doing. Giving it to you free. You ask me questions, I answer. Better questions, better answers. Better answers, better life. Just works that way. Good night. Sleep tight. And pleasant dreams to you. With the wish and a prayer that all your dreams come true. From now until we meet again. Adios. Au revoir.